All right, what's up, everyone? It's John here from Little Stranger. I wanted to try to do a quick little walkthrough today of our Logic Pro session of Sunburn. You can kind of see some decisions that we made along the way, recording the tune. And yeah, so I'm just going to, I don't know, bop around the session and figure out where's the best place to kind of start here. The whole song started initially, I wrote this song probably 6 years ago, wrote my verse and the chorus. And then Kevin, we kind of felt early on it wasn't a Little Stranger song, and we kind of sat on it, and we kept coming back to it. We really liked it a lot, and so Kevin put his part in a few years later. Ultimately, we added the whole ending to get Rhodes involved on it, which shout out to Matthew Rhodes from Tropidelic, just smashing the verse. So yeah, the whole thing started out with just this guitar and little, a lot of it's MIDI drums. I have a different kick in there. And this little MIDI keyboard melody line. And that was the whole basis of the whole song. I wrote the first verse and chorus.
3 in the morning, I'm awake without.
And the biggest thing that has changed in this song is we ended up changing the words in the chorus at the very last minute. So I'll show you the original one, which is a little more risque, but it's a little play on words. Here we go.
That girl is like sunburn on my backside, sinking in the quicksand with my hands tied, shouting at the top of my lungs, but that pussy got my tongue, so I sing it in
So yeah, it used to say pussy got my tongue. We, along with some guidance from those close to us, decided not to do that and try to maybe push it, make it a little more, I don't know, radio friendly. I think we're probably going to say pussy when we play it live. But, you know, cat got my tongue. Decisions were made. We had Ross Bogan, who used to play keys in the Movement, who's been a good friend of mine and Kevin's for a long time. I used to play in a band Long Miles with Ross back in the day. And he does keys on a lot of our stuff. He added some really beautiful keyboard stuff into the second chorus.
But now she's got me feeling dumb.
that girl is like
Just really nice atmospheric keys, kind of like fill it out the second time the chorus comes around. I think I had taken a part of his keys there at the beginning and made like a little reverse swell coming into it. It's kind of cool. Builds up some tension a little bit.
quicksand with my hands tied, shouting at the
Ross
top.
also hit this cool arpeggio thing in our goofy little like classical fugue outro we have here. So I just did these strings and like MIDI strings. I don't know. We fell in love with this part and we were like, it stays. And then he did because that boy's a genius. I wanted to really stack up harmonies in this and kind of have them build as the song went along. And I think in the first two choruses, it's just like just one harmony. I have the vocals doubled on the melody and then doubled on the harmony. So a third harmony.
Sunburn on my backside, sinking in the quicksand with my
Which is nice. And then on the last one, I added the fifth harmony above that one too to just kind of help it build some steam there.
sunburn
you
on
hear
my
this high one.
backside, sinking in the quicksand with my hands tied, shouting at the top of
Kind of nice. Just helps it build, helps it move along. So yeah, initially the song ended after the chorus after Kevin's verse, and we went to that little classical fugue piece. But we felt like it had potential to be like a more of an epic song. At first, it was this nice little 2.5 minute in and out thing, and then once we came up with this halftime guitar part, we knew like a feature would be really money to get on this. And Matt Rhodes is our boy, and he followed through. And this is nice too. We wanted this little like crowd noise thing going on to help like segue from into the new part. So Kev went out. He was hanging out with our friend Pip the Pansy. She played a show, and we got some good audio, which you can't hear too well on the final mix, but you can hear her here.
I've got his coattails, and he's got mine, and just whoever goes first. He's like,
That's Pip the Pansy. She's like our our sister in this whole music thing, and we always talk about, we're like, if you hit it, we're coming with you. If we hit it, you're coming with us. So you can like hear her chatting about that, which is great. And shout out to our girl Pip the Pansy. All right, so we had originally put in, we messed with the drums on this track like so much, because originally started just as a demo session with these little MIDI drums that are throughout it. And every time I tried to do something different, I ended up really enjoying the original MIDI drums the best, which happens often, I think, when you're like making songs. It's like the first thing you do feels like it's the best. It's hard to get over it when you've heard the first thing as many times as we listen back. But I remember I put in some, this is like a room mic of some live drums I had played with some brushes over at Coast Records. Which is like a cool vibe, but I don't know, didn't make the cut. And we had put this like trap beat in Kev's verse to see what, it was from a song that I helped produce with Damn Skippy, who's in the building somewhere. There he is. But we had put this like fat fucking trap beat over Kev's verse, and again, it's just like, it was cool. We were like, I don't know if it needs this.
Here and I feeling defenseless, serving my
like
time, think
so
I'm fine with the
dramatic.
sentence. But do I really got to go and mention? She was hotter than the tip of the sun, on the tip of my tongue. We're addicted to mischief, rich as fun. We were back on the run, with a burn from the sun, with a crack to the.
I don't know. It kind of hits though, but it got cut. Yeah, I had originally tracked the bass with just like a Fender jazz bass, which sounds really nice and clean. But then I actually ended up, I recently bought this old like 60s violin style bass called an Echo. It's kind of like the Italian version of the Hofner bass that like Paul McCartney played. But it has this a little bit like warmer, rounder feel, and ended up going with that bass. You know, it's not like crazy difference, but it just, I don't know, someone was like super warm about that. I thought it was the move for the song. And then finally, the last things that we tracked were the live drums at the end, which we did with our buddy Matt Zutel, who runs a studio in Charleston called Coast Records. And he just crushed it. He's a great engineer, great producer. He even like, I had a different drum, kick drum pattern in there on like the scratch beat that I had made. And he, right before he tracked it, was like, dude, what if the kicks went like this instead? And it was so much better. It was just a great call. So he's like got a great ear for stuff like that. But basically we had the live drums. And then I layered them with like a fat 808 kick and an 808 for the bass as well, to kind of give it like a super low bottom end. So this is like just the dry drums, and then I added the kick and the 808. Just kind of give it that like fat low end in there. And yeah, so that's kind of the progression of how Sunburn came together within Logic here. It's a bunch of tracks, but overall like a pretty simple song. And yeah, hope to do this a lot more with all the songs we're putting out. Thank you for all the support so far on Sunburn. And holler if you got any questions. Love y'all. Peace.